Yo guys, welcome back to another video. This is the 5th video in the OP-07 review series that we're doing here, where we're breaking it down by each color. This is the 5th one. We started off with red, we did green, we finished blue, we just finished purple, now we're on to black. So right before we jump into it though, I just want to give a quick shout out to One Piece Top Decks. They are providing all of the OP-07 cards in English, and they have, it's where you can go if you want to see winning and topping deck lists. They have like articles, cards, everything, right? So really awesome. Go check out the website if you haven't already been using it for, just all of your resources and information. And another quick little shout out to Azrif, who was the inspiration for me wanting to try out this kind of series where you break down the set by color. So shout out to him. Go subscribe to him if you're not already. Really good stuff over there. But let's jump into it. All right, moving on to black. The leader for black this time is Rob Lucci. Not a huge fan of the alt-art of this leader. I think a lot of people aren't really. It's cool. I'm not a big Lucci guy. So it is what it is. And this is the leader. He's obviously mono black, 5,000 power, strike, 5 life, CP0. When attacking, you may trash the top 2 cards of your deck. Give up to one of your opponent's characters cost -1 for this turn. So you trash 2 and give an opponent's character cost -1. So it's good, it's decent. The leader effect itself is not that good. And when I first did the initial thoughts and review of like the OP-07 leaders, I had him listed as I don't know, and might be like a diet Sakazuki, which is still on the table. But now, after having seen whole set and just seeing the combos and having watched some gameplay videos online from like Japanese people who are testing it, I do think he got enough support where he's gonna be good. It's gonna be a decent leader. If Sakazuki and Moria get hit with some of these bans and stuff, I think he will become the best black leader, and maybe that's what they were preparing it for. We don't know. We won't know until after Worlds. Recording all of this stuff still obviously before Worlds. But I will say I think he's going to be better than I initially thought. I was just joshing around, Not a really big, like, black's not my color. I'm not a huge fan of Rob Lucci. I think he's cool. I do like all the CP stuff. I don't know. It's just not really my cup of tea. So, yeah, I don't know. I do think he's stronger than my initial prediction, though. So I will admit that fully. We got Kaku here, 4 cost, 5,000 power, counter 2,000, which is nice. Dripped out. Everyone, the CP characters, when they're dripped out in white, it's just something so nice. Something so nice about it. On play, you may place 2 cards with the type, including CP, from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order. Give up to one of your opponent's characters -3 costs for the turn. So pretty good. This is decent. It's a 2k counter. It has the 5,000 power, like we've been saying. It's got the right stats and a decent effect. Not much more to say there. We have what could be said to be the most healthy looking Khalifa that we've gotten so far in the One Piece card game. I mean, Jesus. 4 cost, 5,000 power, counter 1,000, Dawn 1. Your turn. Give all of your opponent's characters -1 cost. I almost said 1,000 cost. That would be the most busted card in the world. Pretty good, actually. I think this is okay because it's not when attacking. If it was when attacking, I don't think it'd be very good at all, actually. But not bad. Not bad for such a healthy card. Then we got Captain John. They did my guy dirty. I don't think this card is very good, and I love Captain John. Thriller Barks is one of my favorite arcs. I keep saying Thriller Barks. Thriller Bark is one of my favorite arcs, and I think the Rocks Pirates are really cool. So yeah, and just the whole like Captain John's treasure and Buggy's whole fascination with that. I love that whole like sub story. The 2 cost, 3,000 power, counter 1,000. On play, trash 2 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to one of your opponent's characters. That character gets -1 cost during this turn. I mean, I guess this is a potential target with Moria effect, but it's like the Brook that came out of EB01 is like 5,000 times better than this card, even though it's only the Straw Hat typing. I don't know, man. They did my boy dirty. It's an uncommon too, so like maybe this is one of those ones where I'm just not seeing the combos, but only getting a -1 cost, I just don't really see it. I don't see it being worth it, because this, if you want to play this with Absalom, your Absalom's a 4 cost, so it's like, I mean, sure, you can play this first and then get Absalom with leader effect or whatever, but again, there's just so many other cards that are better, like Great Eruption, or even like, just Brook in general, right? But moving on, we got my boy, we got Gecko Moria, when the protein shake when the creatine hits before the workout. So this is a 4-cost 5,000 power, counter 1,000. Activate main, place 4 cards from your trash with the type of Thriller Bark Pirates on the bottom of your deck in any order. This character gets banished and 1k power for the turn. What was almost like a well-constructed like yellow killer here is like a card that I just don't really see being worth it. Maybe if people try really hard to bring back like the mainly Thriller Bark Pirates Moria instead of doing the Navy Thriller Bark combo hybrid build that's more popular. I don't know, man. Especially the 4 cards from the trash. Like, if you don't hit a Sindri off of turn 1 or 2, and like you really only want to play Sindri turn 1 anyways. But I guess if you're running like Inupe or some of the other cards, like getting to 4 cards is not hard. But you don't always want to put 4 cards back to the bottom of your deck, especially as Moria. You want to, like, 2 or 3 is like already kind of a lot, right? With like Absalom effect, or if you use Lucci or Hogback, right? So we'll see. I don't know. I just don't think that's going to be worth it. Almost a good card, though. Then we got Gizmonda. 2 cost, 2k, blocker, 1,000 counter. It's a CP0. It's just the chump blocker for CP0. Cool. Then we got Stussy. 9 cost, 9,000 power. Really cool alt art. The only thing I will say is like it's like so similar to, I know that's like her pose, I get it, but it's so similar that it's almost hard to tell like which one's supposed to be the alt art. But yeah, on play you may place one of your characters into the trash, KO up to one of your opponent's characters. So no condition there, doesn't matter what cost. I think this card's good. I really do. I think people are saying that it's like either not worth it or it's just not that good. And I understand 9 cost is a lot, but I think this is one of those cards where like if the meta is just seeing all of the big bodies coming back and people are playing all those big boys, those 10 costs and stuff, then this card will be really, really good. We'll have to see. I don't know. Just and my initial thought was like, actually it's pretty good, and it's 9 cost. If it was like, yeah, the 9 cost 9k territory like Blue Sanji from OP-06 is just kind of like Zoro's good because his effect is just like busted, right? The secret rare Zoro, but this is such a sketchy territory of like not being worth it. The effect has to be busted in order for this stat line to be good, and unfortunately most of the time the effect is not busted enough. It is a super rare though, so you know, we'll see. They'll need some testing. And we got Spandam, looking all spandamy. 3 cost, 4,000 power, counter 1k. On play, place the top 2 cards of your deck into your trash. Give up to one of your opponent's characters cost -2 for the turn. So yeah, kind of decent. It's all right. It's gonna be okay with some of these combos that we're gonna see, and I guess from like Spandime, I guess that was EV01, right? Or Rebecca, maybe. You can grab him and play him with Rebecca. So we'll see what happens. And we got Baskerville, 3 cost, 3,000, 2k counter. Your turn. If your opponent has a character with 0 cost, this character gets 3,000 power. It's World Government. This is just like, I swear, man, it's gonna take like 15 sets, and then there's finally gonna be a good like World Government or Tendu Bito, like Celestial Dragon like deck. But they're like every 3 sets we'll put 1 card in that like actually kind of sucks, but like eventually it'll be good, which is fine. I think like best deck in format, if it's like a Celestial Dragon deck or something, would be like actually kind of cool, but it would get annoying. I'd be like, man, I don't want the Celestial Dragons to be winning. Like, look at Sakazuki, man. We don't need another like villain winning. Is he really a villain though? That's the real question. Then we got Hattori, the best little pigeon in the world. It's a pigeon, right? Yeah, just like, it's not a dove. Yeah, it's a pigeon. 1 cost, 0 power, counter 2,000. Your turn, on play, give up to one of your Rob Lucci plus 2k power. So it's like the ace card and the other ones that we've seen, this kind of like archetype of card. It's a 2k counter, so it's pretty cool. It's Lucci's right-hand man, right-hand bird, I should say. Pretty good, actually. I think this is just your good CP 2k. Then we got Maha. I love like the CP0s with all the masks and stuff. I think they look so cool. Oda's designs on these were clutch. It's just your 6 cost AK, 1K counter vanilla. Then we got Morgans. Big news, Morgans. This is actually a pretty good card. 2 cost, 2000 power, counter 1K. On play, your opponent discards 1 card from their hand and then reveals their hand. Then your opponent draws a card. And it's the journalist type, so like the scientist type that we're seeing from EB01 and now obviously OP07. I just can't wait for the day where there's like a journalist build that you can run in one piece, where it's like the whole time you're literally just like either hand deathing your opponent or like revealing their hand and just revealing their life and all that stuff. Like seeing cards like this, I'm like, oh my god, I hope One Piece has a long enough run where like you can see those types of decks in the future, because it might be some deck that's like really annoying, but I just, it's creative and I like it a lot. This card is cool. It's creative. It's not broken. I think it's okay. It's a very specific kind of card where it's like, yeah, if you want to go for game, sure, I guess you could play this, but at the end of the day, your opponent still draws a card. So yeah, there's, I don't know, you see all the cards in their hand, but then there's still one card you don't know about. And if they have a life left, like if you're going for lethal and your opponent has 0 life, you're probably not playing this card anyways. You're just gonna like figure out other ways to do it, unless you just really need to know and you have like extra resources. Your opponent's probably gonna have like at least a life or 2, and you're just doing this to try and like properly math everything out with only having 1 card as a variable of chance. So yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting. I don't know how strong it's actually going to be. Some people are thinking it's going to be like broken, but I don't agree. We got Monkey D. Luffy. This is so sick. This scene from Thriller Bark. The 5 cost 6K, like Nightmare Luffy. Counter 1K when attacking. Trash up to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 2 or less. Then place as many cost 4 or higher character cards from your trash on the bottom of your deck in any order as you'd like, I guess I should say. For every 3 cards you place, this character gains plus 1k power during this turn. So pretty cool. Like lore story accurate, where it's like, you know, trashing cards and like destroying things to get stronger. That just seems like, man, I don't know. I guess it's okay. And the good thing here is, I just want to clarify, when it says trash up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less, this is like the Brook from OP-06, where it's not trash. It's place one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less in the trash. So it does not count as a KO. I guess it technically does count as being removed from play. So like the 2 cost Shirahoshi blocker from EB01 would just get put in the trash, and your opponent would not heal a life. So yeah, it's a good way to get rid of like a chump blocker, and it's a 5 cost 6k with a counter. And if you're going for game and you're Moria and you have a ton of cards in trash, I guess maybe you could even run this in Lucia. I don't think you would, but you say it's your last, you know, I don't know, you'd probably have at least 3, 4 or higher, but the chances of you having 6, 9 or 12 are getting on the lower end there. So sure, it's good 7k then plus whatever Dawn you put on it. I think this is going to see testing without a doubt, and we'll have to see how good it is in actual gameplay. Then we got Yusuf, 1 cost 2k power, counter 1000. On play, return 2 CP cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. KO up to one of your opponent's cost, 1 cost or lower. I think this is really good. This is a Leo. This is Dressrosa Leo for CP. I like this. I like this card a lot. I think it's pretty decent. And it requires 2 cards. It's like a little baby Rob Lucci, right? Little baby Rob Lucci, little puppy Rob Lucci. I don't know if it'll see play, but I like it. Then we got Rob Lucci, 5 cost 6k, counter 1000. On play, you may return 3 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order. Your opponent discards 1 card from their hand, then your opponent places 1 card from their trash to the bottom of their deck. So just in case you blue Nami players were getting out of hand, no, I'm just kidding. It's pretty good. They have to trash a card. That's really good. Yeah, I don't know. This is one of those cards, again, it's like the 7-drop Foxy, where it's like, man, this seems pretty strong. The effect is pretty strong. And they have to put a card back from their trash to the bottom of their deck, which is actually, like I was joking about Nami, but it actually hurts Sakazuki and Moria quite a bit, especially if you're if you went first and this is your turn 3 play to play this, and your opponent was trying to set up for a Rob Lucci or something, and now they have to put one of their cards back to the bottom of their deck, that could hurt them a lot. It could hurt them a lot. So yeah, this card might see some play and might be okay. A lot of the CP and Rob Lucci cards is just like, the combos seem like they're there. Ennie's Lobby is actually a really strong stage card, especially with leader effect. So we'll see. We'll see. Then we got Shave. 1 cost. Soldier. Yeah, it's like shave. Like to. That's the verb for shaving. Counter. Give up to one of your leader or characters plus 2k power for this battle. Then, if your trash has 10 or more cards, return 1 card that contains type CP to your hand. And the trigger is return up to one of your characters to your hand. I guess it's okay. If you have 10 or more cards in trash, which you're probably going to with Lucci pretty quickly, I'm pretty sure you can return the character that's being attacked to your hand and the attack fizzles out, because that's normally how that situation goes. I just don't know if there's space in the deck for something like this. I don't think this is a bad card necessarily. I just don't know if there's space. Next, we got Iron Body. Not sure if it's... Yeah, I think that might be right. 2 costs, counter. Give up to one of your leader or characters plus 4k for the battle. And then if your trash has 10 or more cards, give that card another 2,000 power for the battle. And the trigger is give up to one of your leader or characters plus 1k for the turn. So this is a 2-cost Rad Beam for black with an additional potential 2,000 power. And again, you're using Lucci effect almost every time you attack the leader effect. You're probably using it every single time. So with that on top of, you know, just effects, trashing cards and everything like that, you get to 10 or more cards in your trash pretty quickly. So it's a 2k. It's like it's a nearly guaranteed 2 cost plus 6k. So pretty good, pretty good. I don't know if this will really see a lot of play. It'll be a card that gets tested out for sure. People might not find it being stable enough, but you get the plus 4k no matter what. So I think it's worth running, or at least trying. This card is really good though. This is Tempest Kick, 1 cost, main, draw 1 card. Then if your trash has 10 or more cards, give up to one of your opponent's characters, cost -3 for the turn. And trigger KO up to one of your opponent's cost 3 or lower characters. This is really good. This is Great Eruption, but on steroids. Well, like just a little bit of steroids, right? You draw a card, and then instead of -2, it's -3. You just need 10 or more cards in your trash. Which is good because I think, like, obviously, yes, Moria and Sakazuki can get to 10 cards in trash pretty quickly, and this might be a 1 or a 2 of that gets teched in, but I don't know, because yeah, I think this stipulation here and the fact that it's CP9, it can't be searched off of brand new or Tashigi, I think is going to be enough to deter Moria and Sakazuki from running it. And this is just going to be seen in Lucci, and it's just a good card for Lucci. This might be like an extremely well-balanced card that is just also really good, and I think is going to see play. This KO, this trigger is really good. This hurts a lot more than, I mean, 3 or lower isn't too bad. I mean, Great Eruption is your opponent has to discard a card, so there are certain situations where each of them, you know, hurts, but yeah, really, really good card there. All right, guys, real quick before we move on to the next color, I did want to mention, because it wasn't in the same spot as all the other black cards, but this is one of the 2 secret rares from the set, and it's a 8 cost Sabo that's 9,000 power special. This is the alt art, sorry, and the effect is, on play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 5 or less characters, and up to one of your opponent's cost 3 or less characters, and it's Revolutionary Army. So this could be really, really good. I'm not sure. Like, it's an 8 cost, right? So it's kind of hard to tell. Like, Rob Lucci is really good. Rebecca's really good because they're so high value and they're only 4 cost, right? So the thing here, though, is like, if something like Acos Moria or Lucci or Rebecca does get hit from the ban list, if something like that happens, I do think this is going to be like the easiest card to just supplement or use, or who knows, maybe with the right combos and just more cost reduction, this is actually going to be even more broken for Black Blue Sakazuki, which I hope isn't the case. It's not going to be searchable for him, so there's at least that, right? I don't know if they would have the space to run this at 4, so maybe it's like a 2 of. Not really sure. It's going to be competing with ACOS Moria. That's why I'm kind of saying, like, unless something gets hit, I don't know if it's going to be played that much. But it's a cool card, I guess. I don't know why Ace and Sabo were the secret rares for this set. I don't understand it at all, because the theme is like 500 years into the future, and this is dipping back into the past, if you know what I mean. But yeah, just wanted to make sure I went over this card. Still really cool, and it's a strong card. So yeah, that's it for all the black cards then. Alright, so that's all the black cards. Like I said, I do think Lucci is going to be a little bit stronger than I initially predicted, just with some of the combo cards. I do think there's enough there. Unfortunately, the Thriller Bark support is not as strong as I would have hoped. I know Moria is already really strong, but the Thriller Bark archetype is my favorite within the color black in One Piece TCG, so I was just hoping for a little bit more support there. But all the CP stuff looks interesting, and I think it'll be fun to see how this like possibly shakes up the meta, especially after like the bans and restrictions have been updated after Worlds. But yellow's up next. That's gonna be our last one, and that's it for black though, and that's it for this video. So just want to say thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.